So everybody loves tacos, right? But what are tacos without meat and cheese? Well, today we've got an amazing raw vegan taco recipe for you. It's delicious, it's filling, you're gonna love it. It's great for those of us who are on a detox, a raw food detox. So let's get started. Now the first thing, and really the essential from a taste perspective, is the cheese sauce. Now the cheese sauce is really simple. All it is 2 bell peppers, about 1.5 cups of cashews, about 1/2 cup of walnuts, the juice from 2 lemons, about 1/4 cup of red onions, 1 jalapeno. I use a sliver or slightly larger than a sliver of habanero pepper because I like a little heat in there. And then we finish it off with some salt and also nutritional yeast. Now, the interesting thing about nutritional yeast, if you never used it, nutritional yeast is a vegan favorite because it tastes very similar to cheese, and in our cheese sauce is going to give sort of that cheese feel. Okay, so we're going to blend all that up in a food processor, and get it super smooth, and it's going to look something like this. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our meat. Okay, so the meat's awesome. The meat is made of mushrooms, some nuts, and some seeds. Okay, and so it's got really nice texture, and so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add about 1 cup or 8 ounces of mushrooms. Okay, and so I'm just going to give these a rough chop, and then I'm just going to add these to our food processor. Okay, so quick chop. And what's nice about the mushroom meat is that this mushroom meat, because of the spices we use, has all the great tastes of taco meat, but it doesn't have the meat itself. So you don't have to worry about diabetes and death and all those intestinal problems. So we're just going to drop this into our food processor. And then what we're going to add to our mushrooms is we're going to add about a tablespoon and a half of namashoyu. You could also use tamari. It's basically soy sauce, but tamari is gluten-free and namashoyu is raw. So depending on which way you flow, you'll go with one of those. Then we're going to add our 1 cup of sunflower seeds and our cup of walnuts. Okay, and this is really delicious. Obviously, a lot of great protein in this. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our spices. So what we have is we have 1 tablespoon of coriander and we have 1 tablespoon of cumin. So that's going to give us that really nice Mexican flavor. Okay, so we're going to drop those in, and we're also going to drop in 2 cloves of garlic. Okay, 2 cloves of garlic. We'll get our spices in there. All right. And then to that, I'm going to add a couple dashes of cayenne pepper, hot pepper, depending on how spicy you like it. It could be more than a few dashes. I like it a little spicier, so I'm going to do a little more than a few dashes. And then we're going to add to that about 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Okay? And then all we do is we're just going to blend it up. Okay, we're coming along. And so I think we're just about good to go. And I typically like to leave a little bit of chunks, again, because I like that texture on my mouth when I'm biting into my raw taco. Excellent. Okay. So now what we want to do is we're going to grab our dehydrator. Now, this is a dehydrator sheet. If you don't have a dehydrator, I definitely recommend it if you're interested at all in raw cooking. Obviously, one of the key fundamental tenets of raw cooking is that you preserve the enzymes. So it's really important for us to preserve the enzymes. And so from that standpoint, a dehydrator is great because you can cook food without killing the enzymes. So you keep it under 118 degrees. Excalibur is sort of the standard of, sort of the world-class dehydrator, so you want to get an Excalibur. They're not that expensive, and they're really great. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to begin to form kind of, I'll call them meatballs. They're not really balls, but they are, and they're not really meat, but we're going to call them meatballs. And so, you'll just drop them in. You want to have a good amount, and then we're just going to pop this in the dehydrator for about 2 or 3 hours, depending on how crunchy you want it. Obviously, the longer it is in the dehydrator, the less it'll have as far as water in it, and it'll be crunchier, okay? So we're going to pop this in the dehydrator. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull out our mushroom meat that's already done. Okay, so take a look at this. This is a beautiful mushroom meat. It's been in there for about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. It's got a nice crust to it, okay? Really delicious crust, but it's also on the inside, it's got some nice moisture, okay? So that's our mushroom meat. And so now all we're going to do is we're going to assemble our taco meat, okay, or our tacos. So what we'll do is just add some cheese sauce. Plenty of delicious cheese sauce. And it's made of cashews. It's so good. And then we're going to crumble our mushroom meat in there. It's got that nice crunch to it. Okay, plenty of mushroom meat. Okay. And we're going to add some lettuce, some arugula. Okay. Little avocado. Avocados will give you good fats, and good fats help you to feel full. So even though you're not getting meat and cheese and dairy and all the things that sort of bloat you out and make you feel full, you're going to get, with the avocados, you're going to get the good fats, so you're going to feel full and satisfied. Okay? Isn't that beautiful? And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some tomatoes. Okay, I like cherry tomatoes because it adds a little sweetness to our experience. Okay. A few more there. And then we're going to add some green onions. Again, these are green onions from our yard. And then last but not least, we're going to add a little cilantro. Okay, now some people like cilantro, others do not, depending on how much you like the cilantro. Add a little bit of cilantro there. Now that we've got this beautiful taco, what I like to do is top it off. Now you could be good to go right here. This is how Bianca likes them. But what I like to do is I like to add raw, this is my favorite brand, Sonja's kimchi. This is raw kimchi. This is spicy, medium spice. It's delicious. Kimchi, it's fermented. Okay, we all know how good fermented foods are for you. Okay. Smells delicious. And so I'm going to put some kimchi on there. My mouth is watering, as usual. And it's really going to dial up the heat a little bit. Not a lot. It's medium spice. It's not too spicy. And then with that, we're good to go. Now look how perfect this is. It's a great shape. This is hearty. 1 or 2 of these, you're good to go. Okay, that's all you need. Let's give it a shot. Mushroom meat is fantastic. The kimchi is great. I love that cheese sauce. It is so good. I could drink it, eat it by the spoonful and drink it, possibly. The avocado is great. It's a great taco experience. I have to just say, viva la taco.
Desserts for dessert. I like the. Wish I had something to toast.
Yes.
Virgin margarita.
Clear.
Yeah.